Hello again, Dinky Danny here. Today I'd like to talk about some of the games I've been playing recently and some of the games that I've beaten over the past couple months. The first game I'd like to talk about is Alan Wake. I'd heard a lot of mixed reviews about this. Some people really liked it, some people didn't. I like psychological thrillers and horror games, so I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a pretty cool game. There were a few things that I wasn't too big on, but overall I thought the story was decent and it kept you in suspense. A lot of the areas that you'd be walking around, you'd be out in pitch black, it'd be really dark, and these enemies would creep up on you from all directions. So sometimes you'd be shooting in one direction and enemies would just flank you from behind, and it would really get you jumping out of your seat. So I enjoyed the game. Basically, they had a really cool element in here where everything would be dark, and you'd have to run around and use a flashlight almost as a weapon. So you'd shine the flashlight on an enemy, and it would weaken them, and then whenever they were weakened enough, you could shoot them with your bullets. So they did a good job kind of balancing that. Sometimes you'd have to be low on bullets, so you had to make sure and be accurate with your shots, and I thought it was a pretty good game overall. I would definitely recommend checking this out if you like psychological thrillers. The next game that I beat, I put this game off for way too long. About a year and a half ago, I picked it up, tried playing it, and I played a little bit of it, and I just didn't get into it right away. There was one thing that really bothered me about the game. But the game that I just finally ended up finishing is Mass Effect. And I love RPGs, and I had heard a ton of great things about this series. But when I first played the game about a year and a half ago, I went through and I read every single thing in the beginning of the game, so it kind of made the story progress a little bit slowly. And then I went out to a vehicle stage, and everyone says like the vehicles aren't that great in this game, but that's the first mission that I went to, and I got kind of angry. I got pissed off at the vehicle. It didn't run very well, so I stopped playing it, and I managed to pick it up about 2 months ago, started playing through it, and I just love it. I was definitely missing out by not playing this game. It's an excellent RPG. It's kind of got third-person shooter elements when you're in combat, but you can build up your characters. It's a lot of fun to go out, complete all the missions. Definitely an excellent game. And the second one that I just beat this one within the past probably 2 weeks. And Mass Effect 2 just improves on everything in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1, of course they follow the same story, so Mass Effect 2 takes place right after Mass Effect 1. I definitely recommend playing the first one so you learn a little bit about the characters and you'll know more about the story. But in Mass Effect 2, the character development I just thought was so much better. All the characters that you would meet in the game, you really felt kind of an attachment to, and if you talked to them enough, you could talk to them and get to know them, and I thought that they did the characters really well in this game, and it really added to it. This game probably took about 35-40 hours for me. I completed everything except for the DLC, and the first Mass Effect only took 15 hours, so I got through it pretty quickly. The first Mass Effect has a decent story, and it's kind of like hard to explain, but this second game doesn't have quite as much story to it, but it feels like it does because you've played the first Mass Effect, so you know what's going on, and they make references back to the first game that make a lot of sense. So I would definitely recommend playing the first game, and this is one of the top RPGs that I've played this generation. The only one that I like more is probably Demon's Souls. But for those of you who know me, for me to recommend this that highly, definitely go out, check it out. You could probably get both of them for less than $40. The next game that I just picked up like 2 days ago, and I heard a lot of great things about this, is Battlefield Bad Company 2. I'm a fairly big fan of shooters. I like to play them online. I usually try and complete the campaigns, but I just don't really stick to certain games for a long time, like Black Ops. I played for a little bit, and then I got a little bit bored with it, and then Halo Reach, I wasn't too big on that one. And I heard about Battlefield Bad Company 2. The third one's going to be coming out, and a lot of people really rave about this game, so I decided to go out, check it out. I played it a good bit, probably about 2 hours over the last few days, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot different than the other first-person shooters. In this one, you go and you have a lot of objectives, and it really balances on teamwork. You can spawn in with different squad mates. You can have different character classes, like an engineer will help repair tanks and shoot rocket launchers. The assault goes in heavy into combat. They have medics that can heal your teammates, and it seems really fun. I'm looking forward to getting a team together and kind of having a little bit of strategy, because so far I've been playing it by myself, kind of just running in and dying blindly. But if any of you played Battlefield Bad Company 2 on Xbox, let me know, add me on Xbox Live, and hopefully we can play some games. Maybe you could teach me something about it. Actually, the first game, I brought this game home. I picked it up at GameStop, and I brought it home, and I actually recorded my first online game, and I put that on my other channel. So if you're curious about my first game on Battlefield Bad Company 2, check out my other channel, and you can watch that first game. Next up is some Nintendo DS and 3DS games. Of course, I completed Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Really loved this game. I loved it back on the Nintendo 64, and I thought the 3D was incredible. I think it really improved the game, and it was a lot of fun to play. I just sat down and could not put it down. So everybody knows Zelda's good, though. The next series that I picked up, I had never played one of these games, and it's Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now, I played this game, and I enjoyed it, but it just didn't really keep my interest. I mean, it was fun. I went through a couple cases, but I couldn't really hold my interest, so I didn't continue playing it. I didn't beat it, but I don't know. It's a decent game. I'll probably pick it back up in the future and finish up another case or two. And the next game for the DS is Professor Layton in the Diabolical Box. I do like this Professor Layton series. I really like the Curious Village, and I picked this one up. I haven't beaten it yet. I've just been playing it bits and pieces here and there, going through, solving the puzzles. Definitely a great game. It came out a while ago. There's another sequel out to it, but I'm just getting around to playing this one. If you haven't played Professor Layton's, definitely give him a shot. And the other game that I've been playing is Super Meat Boy. I actually played it on the Xbox 360. I downloaded it. I've been putting a lot of gameplay footage on my other channel. But I was lucky to get this, what's it called, Ultra Edition from Team Meat. And they signed it on the front. It's kind of just squiggles right there. But really cool to get a hard copy. This is for the PC. But I only played it on the Xbox 360. Really cool puzzle platformer. If you like challenging games, definitely check this one out. But those are mostly the games that I've been playing over the past month or two. I've been getting through them kind of slowly, but looking forward to getting into that Battlefield Bad Company 2. And if any of you are looking to play, build a team together, maybe go on an Xbox Live for a little bit, let me know. But that's all I've been playing over the past couple months. I'm Dinky Dana, and thanks for watching.